When an INFJ hates you, it can be difficult to tell. They are masters of hiding their true feelings and putting on a polite facade. INFJs do not like conflict. Nope, not one bit. Why? Because INFJs are less likely to cause a scene. They'd rather counter you indirectly, especially if you're weaving a web of deceit or playing the passive-aggressive card. INFJs are human lie detectors. They can sniff out deceitful behavior from a mile away. It's almost like they have this internal radar for dishonesty. So, if you think you can pull a fast one on an INFJ, think again. Now, when an INFJ starts brewing negative feelings towards someone, it's not just a storm in a teacup. No. There are some distinct behavioral patterns that emerge subtle, yet powerful. Today, we're decoding the 7 warning signs that an INFJ might start to dislike you. Here we go. Number 1. Selective communication. It's the unspoken language of emotions. It's not about what they say, it's about what they choose not to say. When an INFJ starts harboring those not-so-sunny feelings, their communication becomes a carefully crafted masterpiece. They're like emotional ninjas, silently shifting gears. You might notice fewer texts, maybe not as many emojis, and calls. Well, they become the rarest Pokemon. You see, INFJs are like emotional architects. When they're not fond of someone, they build these communication walls, one brick at a time. It's not about ignoring you. It's about creating a buffer zone, a safe space where they control the emotional flow. It's like they've upgraded from a chatty café to a cozy library, and the librarian has some serious shushing to do. You might notice a shift in the length and depth of their messages. Once vivid and detailed, now it's like they've switched to Morse code, brief, to the point, leaving you deciphering the dots and dashes. And when they start treating information like a classified document, beware. It's not a mere coincidence. It's the INFJ's way of saying, I'm reevaluating the terms of our emotional connection. Remember, it's not a glitch, it's a feature. If you suddenly find yourself in the land of one-word replies, or worse, the dreaded K, you might be caught in the crossfire of selective communication. The INFJ has spoken without saying a word. Number 2, the silent treatment. If you notice them avoiding eye contact, looking tense, or seeming uneasy around you, it could mean they're not feeling great about things. INFJ silent treatment is clear sign that they don't want to be around you. They may refuse to talk to you or completely ignore your presence. This can be confusing and frustrating, especially if you're not sure what you've done wrong. But it's also super obvious. If you feel like the INFJ in your life has fallen off and isn't talking to you anymore, you're probably right. There's a conflict there. Many find themselves in this perplexing situation, questioning what went wrong. The truth lies in the unspoken conflict that has arisen. The INFJ is attempting to convey a message without uttering a word. Relatedly, if you've just met an INFJ and they don't have anything to say to you, they're not exactly shy. They probably just don't like you. The silent treatment is an unmistakable signal that an INFJ is experiencing a profound sense of discontent. When they retreat into silence, it's not merely a momentary lapse in communication. It's a deliberate choice to create distance, leaving the recipient to grapple with the unspoken tension. The silent treatment, often misconstrued as a passive-aggressive tactic, holds a more profound significance in the INFJ's emotional lexicon. It serves as a coping mechanism, a way for them to navigate the complexities of their emotions without resorting to direct confrontation. Number 3, INFJ death stare. In the realm of expressing dislike, INFJs possess a formidable weapon, the infamous death stare, a close relative to the somewhat similar INTJ gaze. When you find yourself on the receiving end of an INFJ's penetrating stare, Consider it a clear signal that they're not pleased with you. While this might seem like a straightforward indication, INFJs bring a unique skill set to this particular expression of discontent. Their death stares carry an unparalleled intensity, capable of creating an uncomfortable atmosphere that suggests you've somehow transgressed. It's not merely a casual glance, it's a powerful visual assertion of their displeasure. In the face of an INFJ's focused gaze, you might feel as though you've committed a grave error, even if the reason remains elusive. Number 4. Enigmatic disappearances. If an INFJ starts vanishing from your social sphere without any clear explanation, don't dismiss it as a mere coincidence. It's a significant sign that something has triggered their withdrawal. INFJs, known for their intricate emotional landscapes, don't just disappear without reason. These enigmatic disappearances are not an attempt to play hard to get or seek attention. Instead, they reflect a deeper internal struggle or dissatisfaction. It's like they've stepped into the shadows, seeking solace in solitude to grapple with the intricate threads of their emotions. If you find yourself wondering why the INFJ you once shared laughter and conversations with is now elusive, understand that there's an unspoken narrative unfolding. This retreat isn't a passive-aggressive tactic. It's a deliberate retreat into their own world, a sanctuary where they can untangle the complexities without subjecting others to the chaos within. Number 5. Defensive walls. When an INFJ, typically open to constructive criticism, starts fortifying emotional walls in response to feedback, it's a red flag that something deeper is at play. INFJs, known for their reflective and growth-oriented nature, usually welcome critiques as stepping stones for personal development. However, if you notice them building defensive walls, tread carefully. These defensive barriers aren't a spontaneous reaction, but rather a signal of discomfort and discontent. When they harbor negative feelings towards someone, any criticism, even well-intentioned, becomes a perceived threat. It's as if the INFJ is bracing themselves for an emotional storm, ready to protect their vulnerable core. The increased sensitivity to criticism is a manifestation of the underlying tension in their relationship with the person in question. It's not about being thin-skinned. It's a defense mechanism against what they perceive as an assault on their emotional well-being. Number 6. Increased perfectionism. When an INFJ's typically high standards morph into an unyielding quest for perfection, it's a clear indicator that something has shifted in their perceptions. INFJs, known for their idealistic nature, usually hold themselves and others to lofty standards. However, when disdain enters the equation, these standards become less flexible and more demanding. The increased perfectionism isn't a random occurrence, but a response to the dissonance they feel with the person in question. It's as if the INFJ, grappling with negative emotions, attempts to regain control by imposing stringent criteria on themselves and those around them. In the wake of disliking someone, the INFJ's lens becomes more critical, making it challenging to overlook imperfections. The once forgiving and understanding demeanor transforms into a scrutinizing gaze that seeks out flaws. This heightened scrutiny doesn't stem from a desire for fault-finding, but rather from the internal struggle to reconcile their idealistic expectations with the reality of the relationship. Number 7. Limited future plans. For INFJs, envisioning a shared future is a customary part of their relational landscape. However, when an INFJ harbors dislike towards someone, this future-oriented mindset undergoes a profound transformation. The once vivid tapestry of plans becomes a muted canvas, and the prospect of a shared future loses its luster. The suspension or abandonment of future plans is not a random deviation, but a deliberate response to the discord they feel. INFJs, attuned to the emotional currents, find it challenging to project a positive, enduring connection with the individual in question. The once exciting journey ahead becomes clouded with uncertainty, prompting the INFJ to reevaluate the worthiness of investing time and energy in the relationship. This shift isn't an act of impulsivity, but a thoughtful consideration driven by the internal conflict they experience. The INFJ's limited enthusiasm for future plans serves as a poignant signal that the relationship has hit an impasse, and the once clear path forward has become shrouded in ambiguity. Recognizing this change in perspective is crucial for understanding the depth of the INFJ's feelings. If you find an INFJ hesitating or withdrawing from future planning, it's an invitation to explore the unspoken tensions and navigate the complexities that have dimmed the once bright vision of a shared future. So here we are. INFJs can be difficult to read when they're upset, and their anger can manifest in a variety of ways. It's not always easy to tell when an INFJ is angry with you, and even if you do figure it out, it can be hard to know what to do about it. Share your experiences in the comments section about how you deal with INFJ rage. If you found this video insightful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.